Alright, today we're going to be going over the Module 11 test review. Our first question says, which histogram correctly displays the information above? And above we're talking about Bob's Burgers, the different prices of meal options at Bob's Burgers. So let's start by counting. First, let's look at the data that we have. How many numbers do we have? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So before I look at any of my actual data, I'm going to look to make sure that each graph has accounted for 15 different numbers. So this first one has 5, 7, and 7. So 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 5 is 19. So this would mean there are 19 pieces of data. And I don't have 19 pieces of data. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So A is already not the answer. Let's look at the next one. We've got 3, 2, 7, and 3. Here we've got 10, 15. So this one is good so far. Here we've got 4, 1, 3, and 7. We've got 5, 10, 15 pieces of data. And here we've got 1, 4, 3, and 7. Again, 15 pieces of data. Okay, so far we can already eliminate one answer choice. Next we're going to look at, well, from 6 to 7, 8 to 9, 14 to 15, 16 to 17. Oh, there's a couple numbers missing here. We're missing 10, 11, 12, and 13. And even though from our data we don't have any numbers between 10 to 13, it doesn't mean that in your histogram you can exclude the numbers. So we can eliminate our next answer. All right, now let's look over here. Here we've got 6 to 8, 9 to 11, 12 to 14, 15 to 17. All right, so let's see which of these is correct. So from 6 to 8, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces of data, so that's correct. From 9 to 11, we've got 1. From 12 to 14, we've got 1, 2, 3. And from 15 to 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one seems to be good. Now, from 0 to 6, we have 1. 7 to 9, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 to 14, 1, 2, 3. And 15 to 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one also looks good. All right, so now we're going to be looking at our graph, make sure everything's correct. Now we could be finding other mistakes. It's clearly not with our bar data. So prices of meal options at Bob's Burger, that seems to be the same. Number of meal options, same. Meal prices, that also seems to be the same. So now I'm going to look at from 6 to 8. Well, I've got 2 there. 9 to 11, 2. 12 to 14, 2. No numbers missing in between. From 0 to 6, we have 6 in between. 7 to 8, we've only have 2. Here we have 4. Here we have 2. Your data gaps, or the range between your datas, are inconsistent. So that's how I know that's not going to be the answer. Our answer is B. All right, number 2, we want to create a box plot for the following data. So for a box plot, first we need to make sure our data is in order from smallest to largest. So I'm going to start with the smallest number. Looks like we've got 21. Then we've got 27. We've got 31, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 39, and 40. Alright, so now I need to split my data in half. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so my median is 33. Okay, so now since that's my median, I'm going to cut the other half, the other pieces in half as well. So on this side, I've got 1, 2, 1, 2. My Q1 is 31. Go to the other side, 1, 2, 1, 2. My Q3 is 36. My min is 21. And my max is 40. So now we're going to label our chart 21. All right, median is 33. Q1 is 31, Q3 is 36, so that's going to be my box. Max is 40, and my minimum is 21. There's my box plot. Alright, now we've got our two-way frequency table. So first, before we can answer any questions, we have to fill out our missing pieces. So for that, we're going to need our calculator. Alright, so first I want to figure out how many male ran less than 5 miles. So I'm going to do, since I know my total number is 19, I already know that there's 5 males that ran more than 5. That's going to leave me with 14. Now I can do 14 plus 17 to get me the total number of males. 14 plus 17 is going to get us 31 males. I can also do 5 plus 8 to find the total number of male and female that ran 5 miles or more. And I can do 17 plus 8 to get me the total number of females that ran or that were surveyed. Now it wants me to list the marginal frequencies. Remember, the marginal frequencies are the ones on the outside. These are all my marginal frequencies. So I have 31, 13, 19, 25, 44. How many students cannot run more than 5 miles? Well, if I have students that ran less than 5 miles, I have a total of 31. Alright, Sam wants to do a survey on how many times a week students exercise. What type of data would Sam collect? So, if I were to conduct a survey, Sam would only be asking students one question. He would be asking them, how many times a week do you exercise? Now, because they would answer me with a number response, that is going to be univariate numerical data. Remember, uni means one variable. The only variable in this case is how many times a week do they exercise. Bi is 2 variables. So if I were to ask them, how old are you and how many times a week do you exercise? That'd be 2 variables, that'd be bivariant. Numerical means our data is represented with numbers, and categorical means our data is represented with categories. Okay, circle the graph that fit bivariant categorical data. So for bivariant categorical data, first make sure it's categorical. So a pie chart would be categorical. Pie charts are always categorical. A bar graph is also categorical. A histogram is not categorical, that is numerical. A two-way frequency table is categorical. A dot plot could be either, and a box plot, dot plot is normally categorical. And a box plot is numerical. Alright, so now we want to know which one would be bivariant. So a circle graph would look something like this, and it would only have one category. It would only be measuring one thing, because your pie counts for 100%, can only have one thing fit in each category. So I know it's not pie chart. A bar graph looks something like this, and again, it's only measuring one thing. It's going to be measuring, for example, the grades that students get, or anything like that. So it's not going to be a bar graph. A two-way frequency table looks something like this. Normally, it measures one thing over here, and another thing over here. So I would say D is an answer. A dot plot normally only measures one thing. So I will go with it is just a two-way frequency table. Alright, number 6, complete the following two-way frequency table. So again, we're just going to be filling out the missing pieces. Pull up our calculator. So here we've got, we can figure out this missing space here. If we know a total of freshmen were surveyed, 15 play soccer and 10 play football, we'll go ahead and take 30 minus the 15 that play soccer minus the 10 that play basketball, and we're left with 5. So 5 freshmen played basketball. We can also figure out the total number of sophomores that play soccer. If we know a total of 91 play, we've got 25 seniors minus the 31 juniors minus the 15 freshmen. We've got 20 sophomores left. we can also add up our total number of sophomores to figure out how many we have in total. 20 plus our 8 over here, and our 15 gets us a total of 43 sophomores. Alright, and now that our table's filled out, we can go ahead and fill in the question. So it says, how many seniors play basketball? So if I'm going to go to seniors, I'm going to play basketball, that's only 8 seniors. Now we're going to list the joint frequencies. So remember, our joint frequencies are our numbers on the inside. It's actually the answers from the survey. So anything besides our totals. These are all of our joint frequencies. So we've got 15, 20, 31, 25, 5, 8, 12, 8, 10, 15, 22, and 17. Great. You got a dance. You go to a dance and help clean up afterwards. To help, you collect the soda cans, Coca-Cola and Sprite, and organize them. Some cans were on the table and some were in the garbage. 72 total cans were found. So in total, out of everything that I collected, we got 72 in total. 42 total cans were found in the garbage. So in our garbage, 42 were found. 50 total cans were Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola in total, we had 50. 14 Sprite cans were found on the table. So table Sprite, 14. Complete the two-way frequency table. Alright, so based on that, we should be able to fill out our table. Well, we know something plus 42 got us to a total of 72. Well, I know 30 plus 42 gets to 72. Or in your calculator, you can do 72 minus 42. Then we've got a total of 30 table cans found, 14 of which are Sprite. So I can do 30 minus 14, and that'll get me 16. We've got 16 plus something gets us to 50. Well, I know 6 plus 4 gets me to 0. 1, carry the 1, 3. Right, now I need how many Sprites were found in the garbage. Well, I have 42 in total that were found in the garbage. 34 of them are Sprite. So I'm going to do 42 minus 35. 34. Gets me a total of 8. And I can add up my Sprites to get me 22. And our table's filled out. Alright, and finally number 8. So again, we're filling out a table. We should be pretty good at filling these out, so I'm going to fill it out quickly. Alright, how many chemical engineers chose science? So chemical engineers, and we chose science, so we had 91. How many engineers chose math? So we have, these are all engineers, and all the ones that chose math were 254. And overall, what was the favorite subject of all engineers? So all of our engineers, their favorite subject was whichever was higher, and that was science. And there we have for our Module 11 test review.